A very good day to each one of you students. So today I'll take up Act 3, Scene 3. We've just finished one important scene, that was Act 3, Scene 2, and a difficult scene. And now this one is going to be pretty simple but interesting. This scene shifts to a street in Venice. It brings Antonio's miserable plight or his condition to the forefront. Antonio has been allowed to leave the jail for a while, accompanied by his jailer. All pleas or pleadings for mercy for Antonio are ignored by Shylock. It is evident that the Jew is after Antonio's life to take his revenge of all the wrongs that have been done to him. The moneylender repeats emphatically, "I'll have my bond." Shylock accuses the jailer of favoritism for allowing Antonio to come out of the prison. Salarino tries to comfort Antonio. Salarino hopes for some mercy from the Duke, but it is clear that the Duke will pass his judgment strictly according to the laws of Venice. They feel that Duke must be impartial, for the prosperity of Venice depends on international trade or on the foreigners. Once the laws are violated and justice denied, Venice will lose its trade and prosperity. So Antonio, who's awaiting his end, prays for the arrival of Bassanio to bid him a last farewell. So this is indeed a touching scene where we see that in the end Antonio just wishes that Bassanio be there before he clears off his debt. So now I'm going to do the line-wise explanation of this scene 3. Scene 3, Venice, a street. Enter Shylock, Salarino, Antonio, and jailer. Now you can see the Old English spelling of the word jailer. Children. Shylock, jailer, look to him, tell not me of mercy. Look to him here means that just keep a watch on him and tell not me of mercy. Don't advise me about being merciful. This is the fool that lent out money gratis. Gratis means free of interest. So this is the foolish person who always gave money free of interest to his creditors. Jailer, look to him. Jailer, take care of him. Means or keep a watch on him. Antonio, hear me yet, good Shylock. Listen to me, good Shylock. Just listen to me, says Antonio. Shylock, I'll have my bond. Speak not against my bond. I'll have my bond means I'll have what you owe me. Don't try to say anything against what you owe me, against my bond. Don't try to give any kind of reason. I have sworn an oath that I will have my bond. I have sworn an oath means I've taken a promise that I will have what you owe me. Then Antonio says, thou then again Shylock goes further to say, thou callest me dog before thou hadst a cause. You called me a dog. Now Shylock is just trying to tell about Antonio's behavior in the past, and he says that you have called me a dog before you had any reason for it, and since I'm a dog, beware of my fangs. Beware of my fangs means beware of my teeth. Just as a dog doesn't spare anyone and has dangerous teeth, so am I. The Duke shall grant me justice, and I'm sure the Duke is going to give me justice. thou art so fond to come. I do wonder. Now he speaks to the jailer, and he says that I wonder, I'm surprised that you naughty jailer, thou art so fond to come abroad with him at his request. Abroad means to come out of the prison. That you jailer, you are being so courteous and so thoughtful towards this man, that you're bringing him outside the jail at his request. Antonio, I pray thee, hear me speak. I request you, just listen to me what I have to say. Shylock, I'll have my bond. I will not hear thee speak. Shylock says again and again, he repeats and says that I will have what you owe me. I won't listen to anything that you say. I will have my bond. Means I'll have what you owe me. And therefore speak no more. And therefore do not speak anything else. I'll not be made a soft and dull-eyed fool. Means I will not be a very lenient and stupid person to shake my head and agree to you. Relent and sigh. Relent means to show pity and then to sigh at your condition. And yield to Christian intercessors. Means and give in. I am not going to give in to the Christians. Intercessors here means to the Christian pleaders who are pleading. I am not going to give in. Follow not. I'll have no speaking. Do not follow me. I will just not listen to you. I'll have my bond. Means I will have what you owe me. I'm going to have that. Exit. And then he leaves the stage. Salarino, now very much concerned about Antonio and his plight here. It is the most impenetrable cur that ever kept with men. Now he's referring to Shylock, and he says that he's the most impenetrable cur. Cur means a dog. So impenetrable means hard-hearted dog. He's the most hard-hearted dog that ever kept with, that ever had company with men, that I ever found with people. For the commodity that strangers have with us in Venice, if be denied, then he says it is the most impenetrable cur that ever kept with men. So Salarino here says that he's the most hard-hearted person that has ever kept company with men. Antonio, let him alone. Leave him alone. I'll follow him no more with bootless prayers. Means I'll just forget about him. I'll not appeal to him for any more useless pleadings of mine. He seeks my life. In other words, he wants my life. His reason well, and I know very well why he wants my life. I oft delivered from his forfeitures many that have at times made moan to me. Therefore he hates me. I oft means often. I have often helped people who owed things to him many times, and they have come appealing to me. They made moan to me means they have, they had to pay for their penalties, and they had to make a penalty for their non-payments, and they have appealed to me sometimes. At times here means sometimes they have appealed and they have appealed to me, and I've helped them. Therefore he hates me. This is the reason. So the reason that he gives is many times people have had to pay the penalty for not being able to make the payment to Shylock, and I have tried and given them money, and I've saved them from this impenetrable curse. So he hates me. Salarino, I'm sure the Duke will never grant this forfeitures to hold. I'm sure the Duke will never allow this penalty to be enforced. Antonio, the Duke cannot deny the course of law. Antonio says that Salarino, the Duke cannot deny what is there in the law. Then he goes on to say, for the commodity that strangers have with us in Venice, if it be denied, means if he for the commodity, for here this commodity means the rights, for the rights which the strangers means the foreigners in this land in Italy, which the foreigners or the strangers have among us in Venice, cannot be refused. The rights of the foreigners cannot be refused. So I don't think the Duke can do anything. If it be denied, because the rights which foreigners have among us in Venice cannot be refused, and if they are refused, it will much impeach the justice of the state. Much impeach means it will lead to an accusation. It will be an accusation. It will accuse the laws of Venice or the justice of the state of Venice, and it will be against the Venetian justice, since that the trade and profit of the city consisteth of all nations. Since the trade and the profit here means prosperity, since the trade and prosperity of the city depends on international trade, or it depends on the foreigners, therefore go, these griefs and losses have so baited me. Baited me means they have made me lose my weight. These griefs, these sorrows and the losses, that I will hardly have a pound of flesh to spare from my body tomorrow to my bloody creditor, to my bloodthirsty creditor Shylock. So he's saying I've become so thin because of I haven't eaten anything, and so I go from here now. Before these griefs and losses which have made me so thin, leave me with nothing on my body, no flesh on my body to give it to my bloody creditor or my bloodthirsty creditor. Well, jailer, on. Well, jailer, move on, go on. Pray God. Pray to God that Bassanio come to see me pay his debt, that Bassanio may come to see me discharge his debt, and then I care not, and then I do not care for anything else. So the last two lines are showing the intense love of Antonio for Bassanio and the true friendship. He says, let Bassanio come. Just pray to God that he comes soon, so that he can see me how I pay off his debt, and then I do not care for anything. So this is all, my children, and we are through with Act 3, Scene 3. And there is an assignment attached to this, which contains extract number 10 and 11 of Act 3, Scene 3. So please complete that and be ready for a discussion of the same on the next turn. Thank you.